Welcome to Dinosaur Island in the middle of Crystal Palace Park. This extraordinary spot was the first place that extinct animals were brought to life in the form of these sculptures that you see behind me. This is a megalosaur. It's the first ever described dinosaur, and it was built by a visionary artist named Benjamin Waterhouse Hawkins. He worked with paleontologists who were experts on extinct animals and had been working with fossils, and Waterhouse Hawkins, as a natural history illustrator, took the information from the paleontologist and built around that what he thought these animals looked like in the flesh. Many things were correct about the way he pulled together these sculptures. A few things were not exactly correct, and we now know with more data and new interpretations about how animals work that the animals probably had a different stance, potentially a different skin texture, sometimes different details about where the horns were. They often looked really quite different in our reconstructions today. Benjamin Waterhouse Hawkins was probably one of the best natural history illustrators of his time. He was quite an astute observer of animal form, and he had an ability to take animal remains of some kind, perhaps something preserved poorly, and redraw it in a way that it looked like it was alive. He illustrated some of the specimens that Darwin brought back from his Beagle expeditions, and then when it came time to bring extinct animals to life in a site like this, he was chosen to be the artist to make that happen. He did a remarkable job. When you look at these sculptures, they look improbable because we don't know of animals that look just like this today, but they do look like they could be alive. And one of the wonderful things about coming onto the island, which is a very rare event, is that you can come up and feel the sort of vivacity, the life form that's in these sculptures. They really feel like they are alive. Waterhouse Hawkins was a very gifted illustrator and an artist. After this project was finished, he went to the United States and was contracted to build a similar set of sculptures in Central Park. That project went forward for some time, but ran into a bit of a problem and ended up being destroyed and never completed. And so London has the only early and the first Jurassic Park reconstruction of dinosaurs anywhere. Waterhouse Hawkins probably doesn't get the recognition that is due for his contributions to understanding animal form. It is often in this site, it is mentioned that Richard Owen was the advising scientist, which is true, but it is unclear how much direct influence Richard Owen had on constructing these sculptures. I think, and many historians think, that Waterhouse Hawkins was doing the large part of the interpretation of what these forms should look like. He took information from scientists and pulled it together with what he knew about how an animal walked, moved in various ways, and he built forms that made sense to him. One of the things that Waterhouse Hawkins did particularly well in bringing these animals to life is giving them faces with eyes that you have to look at and teeth that scare you. You have to actually, your eye is drawn straight to those faces. And he brought them really to life with a sort of a smile, but it wasn't an artificial smile, it wasn't a cartoon, it actually is quite true to the form that you would find in a large reptile.